Christmas night, 1776. America stood on the edge of collapse. One impossible decision would change history forever. Winter, 1776. The American Revolution was collapsing. Washington's army was freezing, exhausted, and running out of time. Many soldiers were hungry, wounded, and without proper winter clothing. But on this freezing night, Washington was preparing a desperate gamble that could change history. The British believed the war was nearly over. After months of American defeats, few imagined Washington's exhausted army could still strike back.
But Washington had a desperate plan on Christmas night.
For the future of this republic depends on it.
On Christmas night, Washington's soldiers moved toward the Delaware. Snow and sleet battered their faces, while dangerous chunks of ice filled the dark river ahead. One by one, the boats entered the freezing river. Soldiers fought the current and moving ice, carrying men, horses, and artillery through the darkness. Washington watched anxiously as the crossing fell behind schedule. Every passing minute threatened his plan, but turning back now could destroy their last chance. After crossing the river, Washington's exhausted army began the long march toward Trenton. Through snow, freezing rain, and darkness, the soldiers kept moving. As Washington's army approached Trenton, the Hessian garrison remained unaware. Hidden by the storm, American columns closed in from different directions. Just after 8 in the morning, American artillery opened fire. Washington's soldiers stormed into Trenton, catching the Hessian garrison completely by surprise. In less than an hour, the battle was effectively over. The Hessian garrison surrendered, giving Washington the victory his desperate army desperately needed. The victory at Trenton shocked the British and revived American hope. Washington had captured hundreds of prisoners and proved the revolution was still alive. After the victory, Washington faced another dangerous challenge, returning across the icy Delaware with his exhausted army, captured prisoners, and valuable supplies. News of Washington's victory spread rapidly across the colonies. After months of defeat and despair, Americans finally had a reason to believe again. The victory changed the mood of the army. Soldiers who had been ready to leave now saw hope, and Washington prepared to strike again. Washington was not finished. Days after his victory, he crossed the Delaware again and returned to Trenton, daring the British to come after him. At Assunpink Creek, Washington's army made its stand. Again and again, British troops attacked the bridge, but the Americans held their ground. That night, Washington made another daring move, leaving campfires burning to deceive the British. His army silently slipped away toward Princeton. Before dawn, Washington's army approached Princeton. But as daylight broke, American troops suddenly encountered British forces moving along the same frozen road. As American troops began to retreat, Washington rode into the chaos. His presence rallied the soldiers, and the Americans turned to fight again. The American counterattack broke the British line. Redcoats began retreating from Princeton, giving Washington another stunning victory in just 10 days. Washington had transformed the war. 2 stunning victories forced the British back and restored confidence in the American cause. The victories changed more than the battlefield. Soldiers regained confidence, new recruits joined the cause, and the revolution found the strength to continue. Across the Atlantic, foreign observers began watching the American struggle more closely. Washington had shown that Britain's victory was far from certain. The crossing of the Delaware did not end the war, but it saved a dying revolution and proved that America's fight for independence could survive. The revolution was still far from victory, but Washington's winter campaign had given the American cause something it desperately needed: time confidence, and hope. On one frozen Christmas night, Washington risked everything. His victory did not win the revolution, but it gave a new nation the chance to survive. History is filled with incredible stories that shape the world we live in today. Subscribe now and join us for more cinematic journeys into America's past.